Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be showcasing another My Academia The Strongest Hero game mode. And for today's video we're going to be showcasing a co-op game mode called Emergency Mode. So Emergency Mode is pretty interesting because just like us in like the real world, incidents happen, emergencies arise, and the way you get this game mode to trigger, because you don't have it unlocked immediately when you log in every day, you have to actually trigger it to actually play it. And the way you trigger it is by just playing the game. You can either spend stamina when you're just, grinding for resources or just completing the story mode, stuff like that. Or you can complete one of the 9 daily quests. It's not specific to one daily quest, it's just random. And when you find that certain daily quest and you complete it, an emergency incident might trigger. So I think it's pretty interesting. I like how it's like the real world where like you can't time an emergency incident, like they'll just happen out of nowhere. So while you're just playing the game super casually, like just spending your stamina or completing your daily missions, it just might happen. And I think that's really interesting, and I like what they're going for with this game mode. And something else, just like the real world, is with like emergency incidents, they don't last forever. So this only lasts for 8 hours, so you only have up to 8 hours to complete the incident as soon as it like appears. So I think that's really interesting. It's definitely a really interesting gimmick, but it does limit my recording time for this game mode. So there are different incidents, it's not the same one over and over, so I'm gonna have to record this over a couple of days because you only get one incident to yourself every day. But another way to kind of get around that is if you do the urgent assist. So if people are having trouble with their emergency incidents, you can actually support them and help them with their incidents and join if they ask for assistance. So technically you can do 2 emergency incidents every day, but the second one is dependent on if someone needs help. So basically you're confirmed to get at least 1, but you can technically do 2 every day, if that makes any sense. So it's pretty interesting, and you do get some pretty decent rewards out of it. You get credits, which, I mean, that's just your standard reward. But you also get a random memory shard, and that's used to like upgrade your characters to the next tier or unlock characters if you don't have them. So it's a pretty good reward, actually, like pretty decent. So for today's incident, we have the Nomu invasion, and it gives you like a little descriptor about it. It says a huge figure suddenly appeared and is rampaging through the city. Who will stop this terrible monster? It's gonna be us. Come on. The incident target is to capture the villain within the time limit. And it's a level 70 Nomu, and I think there are some like other like aspects about the mission. It's not just a boss battle, and I think that's also something interesting about this game mode. They obviously, reuse bosses in the PvE content, but they like always change up the game mode to make it unique and stand out compared to like other PvE game modes. So in this game mode, you'll see some like interesting elements, even though it's reusing like bosses and stuff like that. Like Nomu's not a unique boss in this game mode, like he's not, but they like utilize him in like a unique scenario where it'll make the gameplay actually interesting, if that makes any sense. But with all that out of the way, because we do have a couple of emergency incidents to cover in this video, I'm gonna just show off who I'm gonna be using for this video. We're gonna be showcasing Deku off in his gym outfit. So Deku did get another costume in this game. It's his gym uniform. And we're also going to be showcasing the Nezu active support card and the Snipe active support card. These are the only 5-star active support cards in the game, which is pretty interesting. And for 5-star support cards, they are actually pretty good. Like they're actually run on a lot of like meta teams, so they're pretty good, not gonna lie. These are the passive cards we're going to be using. Again, obviously we're going to be using Deku's EX cards because I mean they've been designed for him, so might as well use them. And we're also going to be using Game Start and Dance with the Wind. So yeah, that is the setup we're going to be running. So let's just dive into the actual mission. So just like other PvE content, you get put into this like lobby because again, you can have 2 other players assist you in the actual mission. So I'm going to start matching with people to see if anyone would like to join. You can also use the lucky cards because you don't get all of the rewards at the end. It's just like agency assessment where you unlock 3 of them guaranteed, but then you can use lucky cards to unlock the last 2, so you can get all 5 rewards. But yeah, it's just like agency assessment with that. And in that video I showed off where to get the lucky cards for cheap, so go check out that video if you need to get them for cheap. But let's get into the actual mission. It's got a unique loading screen, which is pretty cool. We also got 13 here. Let's see, we got some dialogue here. I'm not going to try to read it because it's going to go too fast, but you can pause it if you like. Defeat the villain in question, so there we go. Oh, Shigaraki's even talking to Nomu, which is pretty cool. I'm going to spawn in Nezu. He basically uses Wrecking Ball like in the anime, which is super cool. You don't actually get to see him, but it's still pretty neat that he's in this game in some way, shape, or form. And Snipe spawns in and just shoots the villain. There we go. Watch out for that. He's invincible there. I'm going to probably pop one for all now. Do this to reset this, and he's big enough where I can actually do the whole combo. It's just that he keeps attacking, so I'm gonna have a tough time to like break that shield. So I'm gonna keep doing this here. Boom, 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 and boom, boom, boom. And I'm gonna do this and do that. So I know I said at the beginning of the video that like they're gonna be using these bosses in unique ways, and it's been a while since I've actually done this game mode, but I know some of them are used in unique ways, but I guess this one is just a boss battle, so I guess I was wrong. But I mean, it's still pretty cool. I mean, this one is a very buffed up Nomu, like it had like a lot of HP compared to like other Nomu bosses that I faced in this game, so that's pretty interesting. Honestly, while the one for all buff is activated, I'm going to try to use my plus ultra to break the absorption, which is super cool because that's a quirk we know he has in the actual series. So let me try to go in with this, use Nezu. I'm just trying to like combine everything I've got here to do like maximum amount of damage because he's got like so much HP. Wow, okay, I got sent flying there. There we go. I'm going to save that Delaware Smash to reset my Q ability. So there we go. And where's he respawning at? He moves pretty quickly. And also, he's got a jank hitbox because he keeps hitting me even though I'm like not in the way, and then I get sent flying to another direction, so I should probably be trying to like perfect dodge them more. Okay, so yeah, we have to break the absorption here, so that should be super simple. There we go, pop one for all again, because why not? And this should be wraps here. So yeah, I guess it's nice that we're starting off with like a nice, easy, and simple emergency incident, nothing too crazy. But I do like how in the background we have like 13, you know, just like sucking up Kuroguri's warp gate. It's a cool reference to the series. Also, what just happened to Uraraka's face? But yeah, so this is what the reward system looks like. Like I said, it's just like agency assessment. We can use the lucky tickets to get extra rewards. But yeah, I will come back tomorrow when we get another emergency incident, and we'll cover that one. Alrighty, so we're back at it again with another emergency incident. This is day 2. This time we have the League of Villains invasion. After the certain incident, the villains are all desperate to join the League of Villains. Stop them. The villain's power should not be allowed to expand any further. Incident target, capture the villain within the time limit. Okay, so this one is going to be us going up against a lot of the like League of Villain like grunts from the USJ invasion. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So let's just dive into it and see if we can get a squad together. We're going to be playing as Deku. There we go. And let's see if anyone will join. Okay, we got someone to join this time. Cool, cool, cool. We got All Might in his suit. And, oh, well, he left. Okay, fine with me. It's all good. Let me see if anyone else will join. If not, we will run it by ourselves and see what we can do here. Alrighty, looks like we just got a couple of bots for this mission. Not the end of the world, but yeah, let's just dive into the actual emergency incident here. So yeah, based on the descriptor, like I said before, it sounds like we're just gonna be battling a lot of like the League of Villain grunts. It also looks like it based on like the loading screen. Let's see, so we have 2. The text is kind of going by really quickly, but I think I remember this one. I think Kuroguri opened up a warp gate behind us, so it's like a tower defense kind of game mode. So yeah, they're trying to reach that. That's the exit. We have to prevent them from reaching the exit. So they're going to be coming at us from different like spawn locations. So let me try to defeat these villains here. I kind of wish that this did take place in the USJ and not on the streets, given that, you know, it's based off of like the League of Villains invasion, you know, the USJ invasion basically. Like I wish it was in the USJ because I know they have like a USJ like map kind of made for the story mode that was based off of the actual anime, because you know this game has 2 story modes. Also, I guess it's not good to do like the full aerial combo because these guys are smaller, so I can't actually like do the whole combo when I'm in the air because it just won't hit because it's too small. But yeah, I think not Cementos. Nezu's gonna be a really good active support card for this mission because of the like AOE damage he will be able to do with like the debris that falls down from the sky after the wrecking ball hits the ground. And I also think Q ability is probably going to be not the best move. I think it's probably going to be E and W that are going to be like the best moves for this mission. I'm going to pop one for all and see how many I can actually kill here. None actually, because that just didn't have enough range. I thought it was going to have enough range. I'll probably save my plus ultra for like the final wave. I think this one is pretty interesting though. I do like this mission so far. Like I like how it's like a tower defense kind of game mode, except with like the League of Villains. I think that's pretty unique. But this is the last wave, so I'll probably pop this and then do this. So these guys have the most amount of HP, but at least there's only one of them per route. So there we go. Pop this. There we go. And these guys are tall enough where I can actually do the full Q ability combo. So I think I'm gonna utilize this. So I should be able to. Oh wow. Okay, we teleported to this one. Okay. Let's do this, this, and this. Get sniping here to do some shooting. Boom, 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 and then full combo up top. Cool, cool, cool. And let me make sure I'm in range to hit the plus ultra. Deku's face was kind of weird there. I don't know why it like didn't show like the full animation there, but okay. Boom, boom, boom. Pop this, reset that, and yeah, cool, cool, cool. So that is our second emergency incident. This one was more of like a tower defense kind of game mode, which was really cool. Like I said, they basically reuse bosses for this game mode, but they like utilize them in like interesting ways. So like this time it was like a tower defense. I think that's actually really cool, and I think this one is probably my favorite so far out of the emergency incidents we've done, just because of like the unique gameplay elements. But let's unlock these, and yeah, okay, cool. So we got some iida shards. We actually got 2 of them, which is pretty neat. But yeah, definitely probably the most interesting emergency incident so far. But yeah, let's just come back tomorrow and see what we can do. Alrighty, so today it looks like we got another emergency incident that we haven't done yet. This is day number, I think, 3 of trying to record this video. Actually, technically 4, because I came back yesterday and I got a repeat of like an emergency incident we already did. So I couldn't get any footage that day because no one also needed any help with their emergency incident, so nothing new on that front. So technically it is day 4, so this is day number 4 of trying to record this video. So for today's emergency incident, we got one called Rampage. A mysterious villain suddenly appeared and is making strange noise at night, disrupting the citizens. Someone needs to teach him a lesson. Okay, so the incident target is capture the villain within the time limit, and yeah, it looks like we're battling this guy who's like riding a motorcycle. That's pretty interesting. And it's also interesting because it looks like in the actual portrait picture, like the guy is riding a bike in the UA Sports Festival arena. Like that's just what it looks like he's like riding his bike in. But maybe I'm wrong. I guess we'll just dive in and see what stage we're fighting him on. Let's see if anyone wants to assist us. If not, we'll just run it with some bots. Not the end of the world. I think I can handle it, but might as well see if anyone would like to join. And looks like no one wants to help. It's all good. I can handle this with bots, so let's just dive into it. Alrighty, so this guy is definitely riding a motorcycle, but it's not in the UA Sports Festival arena. It's on like the streets. Okay, interesting. So I remember this guy. So I think if we can get him to drive into the boxes, yeah, after hitting the obstacles, he'll become weakened. So he'll target one of us. He wasn't targeting me. So I'm gonna see if I can get him to like aim into like one of these boxes here, but he's not locking onto me. He's locking into the others, or locking onto the others is what I'm trying to say. Let me get Nezu out here. Let me do this and get out of the way. But yeah, I'm trying to get him to lock onto me. Okay, so he hit the boxes and now he's weakened. So let me just try to deal as much damage as possible here. Boom, boom, boom. Reset this for this. Boom, and he's gonna hit Todoroki. Nice. There we go. Okay, so he is targeting me now, but his turnaround radius isn't the greatest, so he didn't hit me. I'm gonna try to hang out near these boxes here. So let me see if I can get him to hit these. There we go. He should hit it, but he's right now like clashing with Todoroki and Deku over there. Okay, so they kind of prevented him from like hitting the boxes. So like they got in the way. But that should be a collision. No, he's not colliding with the boxes. There we go. Finally, it took him forever. He was like on the boxes for like 2 whole like attacks. Like I don't understand how he didn't hit the boxes last time. But let me pop the plus ultra. I also realized I haven't been using my support cards, so let me just try to pop these. Avoid that. There we go. And then go in with this while he's slowed down. Okay, well, at least I got him closer. And boom. Okay, so it's weird. It doesn't look like the mechanic, like, works very well, if that makes any sense. Like, it looked like he collided with the boxes twice there, and on the 3rd time, then he finally, like, actually hit it and got in, like, a vulnerable state. So I don't exactly know how that works, but at least we got to see it in action, which is pretty cool. Let me see what I got here. Anything good? Let's see. Every player. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. I forgot. I have a buff on right now because in the agency, I think that's what it's called. Basically, the guild, like the new guild I joined recently. Shout out to them. They're actually really cool. You can buy like extra perks and buffs. So it looks like that one that I bought where I can get an extra card. Like basically, I don't have to use a lucky card. It just gives me an extra additional one because normally you would only get 3 rewards and then you could use a lucky card to flip the other 2. This time I got 4 cards instead of the 3 that I normally get. So that's pretty cool that that buff was actually working. Actually, I've never seen that before. But yeah, that was Rampage. I thought that was actually a pretty cool one. At least in concept. Again, it didn't work a couple of times because he clearly collided with the boxes twice, but it's still a pretty cool concept. It's also cool to see like a new kind of villain, or one that really isn't used throughout this game. Like compared to like some of the other bosses that are constantly used in like a lot of like other PvE content, this guy I'm pretty sure is in other PvE content, but not as frequent as like some of the other bosses. So it's pretty cool to see him in action and used in like a unique way where like if you make him collide with the boxes, he gets stunned. I think that's pretty cool because he's riding a motorcycle, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, that's Rampage. So I'll come back tomorrow and see what we're going to be doing. Maybe we'll get a new one. If not, I'll see you in a couple of days. Alrighty, so we're back at it again with another emergency incident. Today we have a new one called Escort the Villain. The police caught the gang leader, but there seems to be some villains plotting to take back their leader during the transport. Escort the gang leader to the designated location. And the incident target says to capture the villain within the time limit, which, now that I really think about it, I'm pretty sure that's the same thing each time. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the incident target will always be capture the villain within the time limit, so yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see because I think there's one more emergency incident after this one. But yeah, let's just dive into this one. Alrighty, so this one opens up with a cutscene of the police escorting that villain leader that was mentioned in the descriptor, and here is like the gang members here to try to free the leader, which is really cool. I like when they include like little story elements, like you know what's going on based on the descriptor, but if you didn't even read the descriptor, you can kind of figure out what's happening here, where hey, we've captured the gang leader and we have to help, you know, escort them because the gang is trying to, you know, free their leader, which I think is actually really cool. We've got a couple of grunts here that were taken out. And if I remember correctly, there is another wave of grunts that ambush from the rear, and then the actual leader breaks out because he calls them useless, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, here's the second wave here. We do get kind of like a like a mini boss, if you will, like not an actual boss in this game. Like he doesn't have like a boss like kit or like moveset. He's just kind of like a grunt with like extra HP and like some shields. But yeah, after we take out this last grunt, we get another really cool cutscene where the leader breaks out. I also like how it like blows the police back. Like that's really cool. Like they didn't need to include that, but like they did, and I do appreciate that. Like I like the like effort when it comes to like the animations. Like I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, now we actually get to fight the giant villain, which is the villain from the first episode from the series, I believe, the one who fought on like the rail track against Kamui Woods and Mount Lady. I think that's actually really cool that they brought him back for this game, and he has been designed to be a boss. Like he has like way more health, and he actually has like a boss moveset. Like his kit was designed to be a boss. Like as you can see here, he like grows to like a larger size, which we know is his quirk from like the actual series, which is pretty cool. I actually don't know if like the police are like assisting us, like because you can like see them firing off their guns in the background. I don't know if like that's actually doing any damage to like the boss, and it also kind of just freezed up on us like towards the end. But yeah, that's pretty much this mission. I actually think this one's really cool. Again, I like how this one is more like story driven. Like again, even if you don't read the descriptor, you know what's going on. The police are escorting this gang leader, and their group is here to break out, like, you know, their leader and stuff like that. There's a fight, and we take down the entire gang plus their leader. I think that's actually really cool. I like the story elements. I also like the stage we're fighting on. It's not a stage that we see often in this game, so I think that's also another really cool factor about this mission. Alrighty, so we're back at it again with, I believe, the final emergency incident of this game. This one's called Highly Urgent. A fire broke out on a peaceful night, and many civilians got trapped in the rubble. After the fire was put out and the civilians rescued, the mastermind behind the incident finally came to the surface. Again, incident target, capture the villain within the time limit. So yeah, this one sounds pretty interesting. I don't really remember this one just based off of the descriptor, but it sounds interesting, so let's just get into it. Oh, now I remember this one. This one is, okay, this one's pretty cool. It's all coming back to me. I remember this one. So basically what's happening here is we're dealing with a hostage situation. So what we have to do is we have to take down these minions, and after we do that, we can free a couple of the hostages. And once we do that, then more minions will spawn in, and we have to defeat that second wave. And after we do that, we free the next group of hostages. And then after we do that, the boss spawns in, and we take down the boss. Which I actually really like this mission. I like how, again, it feels like you're doing hero work, but like it's kind of just like an emergency. Like basically like it's not something you could plan for. It's just something that happens. Like a villain takes a group of like civilians hostage, and like you're just a hero out doing hero work, and you hear it over like, I guess, like the radio, and you're like, oh man, there's a hostage situation, we got to go over there and deal with it. Like I think that's actually really cool. It feels like something you would do as a hero, but it also like falls in line with like the game mode where it's just an emergency incident. Like you have to just be prepared for it and take care of it when it happens. I think that's actually really neat. And yeah, so after we take down those minions, then we free these 3 hostages, and once we do that, the boss spawns in. And something really cool about this mission, I don't think it's intentional, you can actually attack the boss during his like intro animation, which I think is actually kind of a little goofy, but I do remember that. I think that's pretty silly, but yeah, this time we're fighting a Steel Bulwark, which is not a unique boss to like this game mode. Like he's in other PvE content. And this boss, or like this like enemy, is from the USJ invasion. He's the one who fought Eraserhead during like that first skirmish, when he was like, yeah, your erasure effect can't like affect like a heteromorph like me. So it's cool to see him back here. He's another like villain enemy type in this game who actually has been designed to be a boss. So he has like a full moveset that's like meant to be like a boss fight, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I believe that's the last emergency incident. If there's another clip after this, then you'll know there's another one, but I believe that is the last one. So yeah, that is the emergency incident game mode in My Academia The Strongest Hero. Overall, I think this game mode is actually really cool. I like how each scenario is different, and I also like how each scenario is something that feels like it would be an emergency incident, and I think that's what makes this game mode very unique and interesting. And again, I like how all the scenarios fit into like that emergency incident category. So overall, I think this game mode is pretty cool. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. That'd be really amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Later.